New VR games. We're about to roll into May, which means we've got all those new VR games coming our way from PSVR 2, Quest, and of course PCVR. We've got quite a few coming our way this month, and of course, as always, it means we're going to get a bunch more dropping throughout this month that will get peppered in from developers who haven't announced their release of their game just yet. And I have, on good authority, we've got a couple popping in this month that I can't mention on this list, but of course I'll keep you updated in my Friday videos where we go over all the latest news from VR games, what's coming up, what's coming out. So, other than that, if you enjoyed this video, please do consider smashing like, because it really does help these videos grow, and of course subscribe, if you enjoy the video, maybe. Anyway, let's dive into our first release coming out this month, which is Smalland VR. Smalland VR is actually looking like one hell of a title. I'm really excited for this because it comes from a flat game. They fully remade the game into virtual reality to give it that full-on VR feel. Now, I'm looking forward to this because, well, who doesn't want to be Honey, I Shrunk the Kids into a tiny person and, survive in a garden, coming up against some dread-ass creatures like spiders, wasps, and other various terrible insects. Well, on top of that, you also can build and survive and do all the other things that are going to come with this. I'm genuinely thinking this is a title that I'm looking forward to the most this month, but let me know in the comments down below which of these games you're most looking forward to this month. Next up, we have Retropolis II. This was delayed from last month, and now it's coming out this month. This is a full-on narrative, story-driven adventure in a very noir world. If you haven't played the first game, I highly recommend that you do, because it's an actual fantastic game. Now, on the surface, these are the kind of games that I think people overlook a little bit because they don't look as good as they are, but once you get into this, this is top-notch gaming. So make sure you check this one out. I'm pretty excited for this. I'm glad it's finally dropping, and I know a bunch of you have been asking me about this in the comments, so yeah, it's coming out this month. Don't worry. Next up, we got a spooky game. It's Spectral Scream. This is a PCVR only game that is going to be coming out to spook your pants off. Well, this is definitely going to be relying on some jump scares, judging from the trailer, but on top of that, you also do have a mystery that you're trying to solve along the way, kind of an escape room-esque type experience whilst being made to poop your pants. So if you're interested in pooping your pants and also escaping a room, then this game might just be for you. But for real, this does look kind of interesting. I'm not a massive fan of jump scares, but if you are, this is going to be fun for you. Ultimate Swing Golf. Well, this is another golf game coming to virtual reality, which seemed to be insanely popular for some reason. I didn't realize that golf was as popular as it is, but hey, VR seems to have proven that many a VR golf game will succeed. This does look pretty damn good though, I'm going to be honest. It has a very nice aesthetic to it. It looks pretty damn cool, and as long as they have the good physics in this, then this game's going to be a shooing. It does look like a blast. If this is what you're into, I think you're going to have a really good time within this game, but I'm looking forward to trying this one out for myself and seeing whether this is any good and testing my skills to see whether I'm any good, because I tend not to be in most golf games unless it's walkabout mini golf, and then I'm an absolute killer getting those hole-in-ones. Next up is a game that we don't know a busting amount about, EXO Cars. Now, I literally only have screenshots to be able to show you here because there is no trailer yet. Supposedly this is dropping this month, and potentially it's going to have more than just a PCVR build that they're talking about right now, and supposedly there is a Quest 3 build, but again, I don't know a busting amount about this. This is about racing EXO cars, ones that are just shells basically, where you just max speed and race. It looks really nice from the screenshots, but honestly, anything can look nice in screenshots. We really need a trailer for this, and as I found out more information, I will share it with you, like I say, in those weekly roundup videos. For now, supposedly it's coming out this month, but again, until we see some actually gameplay, then it's kind of hard to tell whether this game is going to be dope or not. Tank Arena. Well, this is a fun little shooter where you can do some 4v4 co-op or solo mode, jumping in there for really some cartoony fun action. I'm always intrigued to see whether they sort of stand the test of time, because multiplayer games is kind of a hard thing to succeed in virtual reality, and not only that, but sort of cartoony fun ones like this don't always sort of keep the highest server count, but nonetheless this does have a solo mode as well, so if you're interested in that, then it will keep it interesting for you, hopefully. Next up, we have Masters of the Light. This is actually quite an intriguing one, as you control the entire game purely on hand tracking. That's movement, that's everything that you're going to be doing in the game. You also have all of these spells that you can cast with just your hands. It looks kind of interesting, to be honest with you. Again, it's one of those sort of experience games, but nonetheless, it will be kind of fun to sort of feel like Doctor Strange, freaking moving your hands around and casting spells, blasting a bunch of enemies to pieces, and of course having a bunch of replayability. I can't quite tell if this is supposed to be like a roguelite type of adventure or just a mission based one, but nonetheless it looks kind of interesting, and I do like anything that steps outside of the comfort zone of normal VR, i.e. this one being no controllers, purely hand track. There has been a couple of games that have succeeded at this, so I'm intrigued to see whether this is going to be one of them. Next up is some assembly required. This looks like a really fun and novel type of game. Like, you're going to get in there, you're going to be building a bunch of different machines from various different parts that you'll unlock as you go through the game to sort out different fun little missions, whether it be helping the humans light a candle for their lovely dinner, or of course going down into the depths of some crazy places and trying to solve some other things, or even building a giant freaking Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla in fact, and destroying cities. It looks absolutely wild, very fun, very whimsical, and honestly this is the kind of fun that we like to have in virtual reality, so I'm looking forward to seeing whether this is going to be awesome or just another one of these types of games. Next up we have Sugar Mass coming to the PSVR 2. This looks like a very much a party-esque game. It's kind of like a fun for the whole family type of roller coaster shooty kind of bunch of mini games type of game. It looks kind of interesting, but I'll be very much interested to know what your thoughts and opinions are on this in the comments down below. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's another washout for the PSVR 2, or is this the kind of game that you really enjoy? Last but not least, we have Zenr. This is a game that's pretty much like a pistol whip, but you do not pull those triggers to shoot the guns, you use your breathing. So this is a Zen-like state experience where you're going to be doing breathing exercises to actually blast your way through a bunch of enemies. So in and out. I mean, good thing that microphone on the Quest 3 picks up every breathing noise, because, well, this is going to be the prime opportunity for using that to be an advantage in a game. So it's quite interesting. Of course, it is a bit of a pistol whip sort of, you know, copy, but with that extra twist of it being through like the Zen and breathing exercises, relaxing exercises. I'm kind of intrigued by this, and I'm also worried that some people are going to hyperventilate and maybe pass out. I don't know, because breathing exercises can be quite intense, let alone while you're dodging, ducking and weaving bullets and blasting your way through different levels. Well, I guess only time will tell whether this is going to be the best thing, or we're going to get a bunch of people like, you know, passing out in their quests, but we'll find out as and when this drops. There you go, guys, that is this month. Honestly, there's a bunch of stuff that really resembles 2016 VR coming out this month. It's a little bit of a drier one for sure. Hold on, because I'm telling you there's going to be some surprise drops that are going to pick this month back up and elevate it. It's just right now none of those things are disclosed, so you can't really talk about them just yet. So just hold on. I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh no, a dry month in VR. There's a couple of hard hitters in there for sure. Stuff like Smalland I'm pretty damn excited about. But yeah, I get it. It's a bit of a 2016 VR month for some reason. A lot of titles that just aren't quite scratching the itch of what a lot of people are searching for in virtual reality right now. Yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions on that in the comments down below. Of course, I will be talking about each of these games as they drop, and I'll give you my full opinion on each of them in the Friday videos, and then we can really talk about whether they are absolute leave-its or whether they're, you know, surprise hitters, because some of these games, they don't look great in the trailer, but then when you actually get in them and play, they surprise you and they turn out to be absolute bangers of games. But of course, I'll keep you informed of that, so stick around the channel, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Smash like, peace out, bye.